Week 10, China's tech rise and digital authoritarianism. Introduction. China's rise as a technological power is one of the most significant developments in contemporary international relations and global political economy. For much of the late 20th century, China was viewed primarily as a manufacturing power. It was often described as the world's factory, producing low-cost goods for global markets. Through cheap labor, export-oriented industrial zones, and integration into global supply chains. However, in the 21st century, China has attempted to transform itself from a manufacturing-based economy into an innovation-driven technological power. This transformation has involved massive investments in artificial intelligence, telecommunications, digital platforms, cloud computing, quantum technology, electric vehicles, semiconductors, biotechnology, and advanced manufacturing. China's technological rise is not merely an economic story. It is also a political and strategic story. Technology has become a central instrument through which the Chinese Communist Party pursues national development, regime security, military modernization, social control, and global influence. In this sense, China's technological development cannot be separated from the nature of its political system. Unlike liberal democratic models that usually emphasize individual rights, private innovation, institutional checks, and limits on state power, China's model places the party state at the center of technological governance. The Chinese state does not simply regulate technology from outside. It actively directs, funds, supervises, and uses technology as a tool of national power. This lecture examines four major dimensions of China's technological rise. First, it analyzes China's technology strategy, especially the goal of achieving technological self-reliance and reducing dependence on foreign powers. Second, it explains China's state-led AI model, in which the government, private firms, universities, research institutes, and local authorities work together under national strategic direction. Third, it discusses China's digital surveillance system and the broader concept of digital authoritarianism. Fourth, it evaluates China's global influence through digital infrastructure, technology exports, standard setting, and the digital Silk Road. The central argument of this lecture is that China's technological rise represents both innovation and control. On the one hand, China has become a major technological power, with impressive achievements in AI applications, digital payments, e-commerce, telecommunications, electric vehicles, drones, and smart city systems. On the other hand, these technologies are deeply connected to a political system that prioritizes stability, surveillance, censorship, and party authority. Therefore, China's digital rise raises a fundamental question. Will technology serve human freedom, creativity, and public welfare? Or will it strengthen authoritarian control and political domination? 2. China's technology strategy. China's technology strategy is rooted in a long-term national ambition to move from dependence to self-reliance, from imitation to innovation, and from participation in global markets to leadership in global technological standards. For several decades after economic reform began in the late 1970s, China's development depended heavily on foreign investment, imported technology, export manufacturing, and integration into global supply chains. This strategy was highly successful in promoting economic growth. However, Chinese leaders gradually recognized that dependence on foreign technology created strategic vulnerability. This vulnerability is especially clear in the semiconductor industry. Advanced chips are essential for smartphones, artificial intelligence, military systems, data centers, electric vehicles, and modern industrial production. Yet China has long depended on foreign companies for the most advanced semiconductors and chip-making equipment. As geopolitical competition with the United States intensified, export controls and technology restrictions revealed the risks of relying on foreign suppliers. For Chinese policymakers, this confirmed that technological dependence could become a national security weakness. In response, China has pursued a strategy of technological self-reliance. This includes state investment in research and development, subsidies for strategic industries, support for domestic champions, expansion of science and engineering, education, and policies designed to strengthen indigenous innovation. National plans such as Made in China 2025, the New Generation, Artificial Intelligence Development Plan, and later, innovation policies all reflect the same basic goal: China wants to control the key technologies of the future. China's technology strategy has several defining features. First, it is state-directed. The Chinese government identifies priority sectors and mobilizes resources toward them. These sectors include AI, semiconductors, robotics, telecommunications, aerospace, biotechnology, green energy, and advanced manufacturing. The state uses industrial policy, public procurement, subsidies, tax incentives, research grants, and local government programs to accelerate development. Second, China's strategy is security-oriented. Technology is viewed through the lens of national security. Control over data, networks, chips, operating systems, satellites, cloud infrastructure, and AI platforms is considered essential to sovereignty. In this view, technological dependence is not only an economic problem, but also a political and military danger. A country that does not control its own technological infrastructure may become vulnerable to external pressure. Third, the strategy is developmental. China faces slowing economic growth, demographic aging, rising wages, and productivity challenges. Technologies such as AI, robotics, automation, smart logistics, and digital manufacturing are seen as tools for upgrading the economy and escaping the middle-income trap. Through technological modernization, China hopes to shift from low-cost production to high-value innovation. Fourth, the strategy is global. China does not want merely to use technology domestically. It wants to shape global markets, infrastructure, standards, and norms. Chinese companies such as Huawei, Tencent, Alibaba, ByteDance, Baidu, DJI, and others have expanded internationally. China also promotes digital infrastructure through the Digital Silk Road, including 5G networks, smart cities, cloud services, e-commerce systems, and surveillance platforms. In this way, technology becomes a tool of foreign policy and global influence. Therefore, China's technology strategy combines economic modernization, national security, industrial policy, and international ambition. It is not simply a plan to produce better products. It is a project to build national power in the digital age. 3. State-led AI model. Artificial intelligence is one of the most important areas of China's technological rise. China views AI as a general-purpose technology that can transform the economy, military, governance, education, healthcare, transportation, and public security. In 2017, China announced its new generation Artificial Intelligence Development Plan, which set the goal of becoming a world leader in AI by 2030. This plan shows that China does not treat AI as merely a private commercial technology. It treats AI as a strategic resource for national development and global competition. China's AI model can be described as state-led, but this does not mean that the government alone develops AI. Rather, China's AI ecosystem is built through cooperation between the party state, private companies, universities, research institutes, local governments, and security agencies. The central government sets the strategic direction. Local governments create AI industrial parks and innovation zones. Private firms develop applications, platforms, algorithms, and commercial services. Universities and research institutes train engineers and conduct research. Public security agencies use AI for surveillance, policing, and social management. One major advantage of China's AI model is scale. China has a huge population, a large digital economy, extensive mobile payment systems, strong e-commerce platforms, and enormous amounts of data. These conditions provide rich opportunities for AI applications. For example, AI is used in facial recognition, consumer recommendation systems, logistics, fintech, healthcare, traffic management, education technology, and public administration. Chinese cities often serve as testing grounds for AI-based governance, including smart traffic systems, public security platforms, and urban management systems. Another strength is policy coordination. In the United States, AI innovation is often led by private companies, venture capital, universities, and open research communities. In China, AI development is more directly connected to state goals. When the government identifies AI as a strategic priority, it can mobilize money, talent, infrastructure, land, data, and regulation to support the sector. This can accelerate the development and deployment of AI technologies. However, China's state-led AI model also has important weaknesses. Heavy state direction can lead to wasteful investment, duplication, and political favoritism. Local governments may build AI parks without sufficient talent or market demand. Companies may focus on satisfying state priorities, rather than developing truly original innovations. Political control can also restrict free inquiry, open debate, and international collaboration, which are important for scientific creativity.